Chosen one. If you're hearing these words, this is not a coincidence. You didn't stumble across this message. God brought you here. He led you here right now because something divine is about to unfold in your life. And if your spirit is resonating already, that's because deep down you know something is shifting. Something is calling you higher. This is not the time to scroll past or half listen. This is your moment because God is not just calling anyone, He is choosing, and He is choosing quickly. You've probably felt it in your soul for a while now, that you don't quite fit in, that your heart longs for something deeper, that you carry a weight you can't explain, a fire that refuses to die even when life tried to extinguish it. That's because you're not like the rest. You were never meant to blend in. You were always meant to break through. Let me be clear. God is calling thousands, but only 1% will answer. And if you're still here, listening, there's a high chance that you are one of that 1%. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about the posture of your heart, your willingness to surrender, to listen, to obey. He's looking for those who stayed faithful in silence, those who walked through storms without applause, those who kept the light burning when no one was watching. The world overlooked you, but God saw you. The pain you carried didn't go unseen. The tears you cried didn't fall unnoticed. He counted every one. He saw the nights you couldn't sleep, the days you kept going when everything inside you wanted to give up, the times you held on to hope even when it hurt. And now, the shift is here. The divine invitation has arrived, but it won't wait long. The window is narrow. The calling is urgent. The question is not, are you worthy? The question is, are you ready? God is moving quickly, and He's moving with or without your preparation. But if you're prepared, if your heart is aligned, He will take you further than you've ever imagined. This isn't just about change. It's about transformation. It's about stepping into the version of yourself that heaven has always known, the one you're becoming now. But first, let me ask you to do 3 simple things that will activate your alignment with this message. 1, like this video if something in you already knows this is truth, if your spirit is stirred. 2, subscribe to this channel. We are building a community of 70,000 chosen ones who are rising, awakening, and preparing together. Be part of that wave. 3, comment 99 below. That number isn't random. It's a sacred symbol. It echoes through the spiritual realm and amplifies the breakthrough you're about to step into. This message isn't for everyone, but if you're still here, it's for you. Chosen one, your life is not going to look the same after this. What you've prayed for is about to manifest, but not just in a gentle trickle. It's going to pour, swiftly, radically, completely. But God doesn't pour into unprepared vessels. That's why this season requires obedience, courage, and alignment. You've been in a season of hiddenness, not forgotten, hidden, like a precious seed planted deep beneath the soil. No one sees the roots growing. No one praises the process. But when the time is right, that seed bursts through the ground and becomes unignorable. You are that seed. Your hidden season is ending, and the unveiling is coming, fast. Let's get something straight. This is not about hype. This is holy. This is sacred. This is about heaven's calendar colliding with your obedience. It doesn't matter how long you've waited. It doesn't matter who doubted you. It doesn't even matter how many times you almost quit. You didn't. And that's why you're about to rise. Your readiness is your access point. Your resilience is your confirmation. And your surrender is the key that unlocks what's been stored up for you. So if you've been asking God, why the delay, why the struggle, why the loneliness? Hear this now. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. The attacks weren't just about your past. They were about trying to sabotage your future. Because hell saw what you didn't. That you carry something eternal. That you're marked for more. That you're the one in your family who will break the curse, shift the pattern, and blaze a new trail. Chosen one, you were not sent here to survive. You were sent here to lead, to build, to shake atmospheres, and to bring light to the darkest places. But before the breakthrough, there is always a moment of decision. This is that moment. You're not late, you're not behind, you're right on time. But you have to move. You have to say yes. You have to step forward, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary, even when no one around you understands. Because what's coming next, it's not small, It's not subtle. It's not ordinary. It's the moment heaven has been preparing you for, and it's happening now. There is an urgency in the air, a divine stirring that cannot be ignored. Something sacred is happening, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. And those who are ready will feel it. It's not just a message, it's a movement. It's not just a moment, it's a mandate. God is calling his chosen ones to rise. Not the loudest, not the most visible, but the ones who have been quietly faithful in the background. The ones who have been through the fire and didn't give up. The ones who prayed in silence and believed when nothing made sense. You are one of them. You felt like an outsider. You've walked through seasons where no one clapped for you. No one saw the tears you cried behind closed doors. But heaven saw. Heaven recorded every act of obedience, every moment of sacrifice, every time you chose faith over fear. And now the divine reward is near. This is not a general call. This is a specific selection, a narrowing, a sifting. God is choosing at an accelerated pace, and not everyone will make the cut. This isn't to scare you, it's to awaken you. Because if you've been chosen, you must walk in that identity. You must own it, breathe it, live it, not later, but now. There are no more delays, no more excuses, no more playing small or hiding who you really are. The time for hiding is over. The time for rising has begun. God is selecting a special group, the resilient, the faithful, the ones who endured silently, believing in the promise, even when the promise felt distant. You are not chosen because you are perfect. You are chosen because you are consistent, because you didn't abandon your calling when things got hard, because you didn't let the pain make you bitter. You let it make you deeper. You allowed yourself to be shaped even when it hurt, even when you didn't understand, even when no one else was walking with you. You still moved forward. And that is why heaven is responding now. God isn't just pouring blessings randomly. He is pouring into hearts that are ready, hearts that have been softened by pain and purified by obedience. And the anointing that's about to be released, it's not surface level, it's not temporary. It is deep, it is weighty, it is holy. You're stepping into a season where doors will open without your effort, where favor will follow you like a shadow, where what once felt impossible will become undeniable. Because when you are chosen, truly chosen, heaven backs you. Not just with words, but with resources, with protection, with divine connections, with acceleration that defies human understanding. And it won't make sense to others. People will look at you and wonder, how did that happen so fast? How did they go from overlooked to undeniable? And the answer will be simple. You were always marked. You were always chosen. It just wasn't time for you to be revealed. But now it is. Chosen one, this is your revealing season. The waiting season didn't waste you. It prepared you. It refined you. It exposed the parts of you that couldn't carry what's coming. And now, you're lighter, you're sharper, you're more aligned. You're no longer the same person who first prayed for this breakthrough. You've evolved, you've grown, you've surrendered. And that's exactly why the promise is about to meet you. Fully, completely, unmistakably. But hear this. This isn't just about you. This shift isn't for your comfort. It's for your calling. Because what God is about to place in your hands isn't just a blessing. It's an assignment. It's a responsibility. It's the kind of blessing that transforms not only your life, but the lives of everyone connected to you. Because when God chooses someone, He doesn't just bless them. He builds through them. He restores through them. He leads others through them. And that's what you're being called into. You are a carrier of divine movement, a steward of heavenly influence, an ambassador of breakthrough. It's not small, it's not simple, but it is sacred, and you are ready. The pain that tried to break you, it shaped you. The silence that tried to defeat you, it trained you. The loneliness that made you question your worth, it taught you how to hear God without noise. And now, every piece of that preparation is about to make sense. Every unanswered prayer will be answered, not just with words, but with power. Because you've been chosen, and the choosing is happening quickly, and you are being positioned for a divine unveiling that no man, no system, no enemy can stop. This is your moment. This is your hour. This is your time. Stay grounded. Stay ready. Stay faithful, because what's coming next will change everything. Chosen one, let me speak to the version of you that nobody claps for, the one that rises quietly each morning with a heavy heart but still shows up, the one that loves deeply, gives sacrificially, and asks for little in return, the one who's tired but not done. We see you. Heaven sees you, and more importantly, God is calling you. You may have walked through seasons of deep betrayal, not from enemies, but from people you once trusted with your whole heart. People who said they'd stay, but left. People you supported, who turned their backs. People you prayed for, who mocked your pain. You carry wounds, and though they don't bleed, they run deep. Invisible scars across your spirit that others can't understand, but God understands. He was there in every moment, and He hasn't forgotten. You are not being overlooked. You are being set apart. What felt like abandonment was actually preparation, because the calling on your life is not ordinary. It requires a depth of compassion, humility, and clarity that only pain could teach you. God isn't looking for the flawless. He's looking for the faithful, the ones who stayed when they could have left, the ones who prayed when they could have blamed, the ones who believed even when everything told them not to. You, chosen one, are one of them, and God is about to flip the script. He is about to take the very place of your pain and turn it into a platform. The tears you cried will become water for someone else's dry season. The silence you endured will become the voice that calls others out of darkness. But here's the thing. You must allow Him to heal you, not halfway, not temporarily, fully, deeply, eternally. He can't bless what you pretend isn't broken. But if you give Him your shattered pieces, He will build something far more beautiful than what was lost. The betrayal wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you. Reveal the strength you didn't know you had. Reveal the grace you didn't know you carried. Reveal the calling that only comes through fire. You are not what happened to you. You are what you chose to do with it. And you chose to keep walking. You chose to keep believing. You chose to forgive. And that choice, that daily surrender, is what marks you as chosen. God is now ready to reward you openly for what you endured privately. The stage is being set. The spotlight is turning towards you, but it won't feel like hype. It'll feel like home, because this moment has been prophesied over your life long before the pain even arrived. You weren't created to stay hidden forever. You were created to rise. And when you rise, it won't just be for you. It'll be for every person who thought they were forgotten. It'll be for every soul who needs a sign that God still sees, that God still heals, that God still restores. Chosen one, you've been isolated, not abandoned, set apart, not cast away, protected, not rejected. There's a reason God didn't allow certain people to go with you. There's a reason some connections broke unexpectedly. There's a reason the door you thought was yours slammed shut, because what's coming next is so sacred, it can't be contaminated by anything from your old season. The elevation requires separation, and though it hurt, it had to happen, so that you'd be ready for what God is about to entrust to you. You're not just walking into blessings, you're walking into divine purpose, and every ounce of pain you endured has prepared you to carry it with strength, wisdom, and humility. Your new season will be marked not by striving, but by flow, not by proving, but by simply being, not by desperation, but by divine alignment. Because when God chooses you, He doesn't ask you to perform. He asks you to receive, to rest, to trust. And that's what this next season is all about. So if you're feeling the stirring, the shift, the urgency, don't ignore it. Don't explain it away. Don't wait for someone else to validate it. Heaven already did. And now the call is echoing louder than ever. Step forward, show up, say yes. You don't need all the answers. You just need a surrendered heart. Because the one who called you will equip you, will strengthen you, will walk with you. You are not walking into this alone. You are walking and surrounded by the presence of God, escorted by angels, and cheered on by the cloud of witnesses who've gone before you. This is sacred ground you're stepping on. This is legacy. This is purpose. This is destiny. And you, yes, you, were made for it. Chosen one, there's something else you need to know. God isn't just calling the ones who are strong right now. He's calling those who feel weak. He's calling those who feel lost. He's calling those who feel like they've drifted too far to come back. You might be one of them. Maybe life didn't turn out how you thought it would. Maybe your prayers seemed unanswered. Maybe your faith got quiet. Not because you stopped believing, but because you stopped hearing anything back. And that silence, it was deafening. You may have wondered, did God forget me? Was I ever really called? Did I mess up too badly to be used again? Let this be your confirmation. No, you didn't go too far. No, you're not too late. No, you're not disqualified. God is still calling you. And this call isn't just to restore what you lost. It's to bring you into something greater than you even imagined when you started. This isn't about going back to who you were. It's about stepping into who you were always meant to become. God is not looking for perfection. He's looking for permission. Will you let him in again? Will you let him rebuild what was broken? Will you trust him enough to believe that it's not over? Because he hasn't changed his mind about you. Yes, you pulled away. Yes, you got tired. Yes, you tried to numb the ache by detaching from the source of your pain. But even then, he never stopped watching. He never stopped waiting. He never stopped whispering your name in the quiet. And now, he's inviting you to come home, not with shame, but with grace. This is your return moment. Come back to the fire. Come back to the purpose. Come back to the deep waters of your calling, because the same God who first stirred your heart is stirring it again, and he's doing it stronger this time. You're not being invited into religion. You're being called back into intimacy, into connection, into power, into clarity. This is the reawakening. This is the moment where the spark reignites, where your heart opens again, where your spirit says yes again, fully, finally, fearlessly. And listen, the world will try to keep you distracted. Social media, stress, deadlines, disappointments, all of it designed to steal your focus, to keep you numb. But this is not the time to stay numb. This is the time to feel again, to awaken again, to listen again, because something holy is calling your name. You are being summoned by heaven, not to impress anyone, but to impact everyone. Not because you have something to prove, but because you carry something to release. You've been detached from the material world for a reason. Things that used to excite you now feel meaningless. Success, validation, applause, none of it satisfies anymore. That's not depression. That's divine discontent. It's God pulling you deeper. You were never meant to be satisfied by surface things. You were built for depth, for connection, for divine communion. And the moment you realize that is the moment your whole life begins to shift. Chosen one, God is calling the misfits, the overlooked, the ones who don't fit the mold, the ones who tried to make the world work for them and couldn't. That's who he wants. That's who he's raising. That's who he's equipping for this new season. Not because they're shiny, but because they're surrendered. This world is passing away. Everything that can be shaken is being shaken. But what God is building in you cannot be shaken because it's eternal. And when you unplug from the noise, from the expectations, from the empty cycles of striving, you start to remember who you are. You start to remember why you were sent here. You were never meant to chase comfort. You were sent to carry fire. You were never meant to blend in. You were sent to disrupt darkness. You were never meant to die with your light still buried inside you. So now is the time. Return to what you know. Return to the presence. Return to the God who never let you go, even when you let go of him. This is not a second chance. This is a divine reinstatement. You're not coming back as who you were. You're stepping in as who you were always meant to be. There's work to do, souls to reach, legacies to restore, cycles to break. But it all starts here, with a single whisper from your soul that says, "Yes, Lord, I'm ready again." And heaven will respond with, "I've been waiting." Chosen one, have you felt lately like you're stuck in a loop? As if each day repeats itself, and no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to break free? You're not imagining things. You're in a cycle, but you weren't meant to stay there. Cycles of frustration, cycles of fear, cycles of discouragement, cycles that look like progress but lead nowhere. God is addressing those cycles now. He's not just calling you to break free from the external things. He's calling you to break free from the internal patterns that have kept you bound. The way you've talked to yourself, the things you've believed about your worth, the limits you've placed on your potential. They've all formed a prison that God is now ready to shatter. And he's not just giving you a key. He's breaking down the entire door. Because you weren't created to survive your life. You were created to transform it. That's why the cycle feels heavier now. Because it's no longer aligned with where you're going. You've outgrown the limitations. You've matured past the version of you that tolerated what God never told you to accept. This isn't about running, it's about releasing. It's about laying down what you thought you needed and making space for what God has actually prepared. For some of you, the cycle has looked like toxic relationships. People who drain you, people who confuse you, people who pull you back just when you start to move forward. Let them go. For others, it's a career that once felt secure but now feels suffocating, or old dreams that no longer fit, or environments that no longer reflect who you are. Release them too, because you're not stepping into a better version of your old life. You're stepping into a brand new reality, one that doesn't recycle your past pain, one that doesn't glorify your trauma, one that doesn't require you to shrink just to feel safe. God is not improving your old story. He's writing a new one. And for that story to begin, you have to say goodbye to the familiar chaos that's been numbing your soul. It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel lonely at times. It will feel like losing control. But that's where trust comes in. That's where obedience becomes the bridge from bondage to freedom. Don't confuse silence with absence. God has been working behind the scenes, arranging, restoring, rebuilding. And the breakthrough He's bringing, it won't be subtle. It will be sudden. It will be loud. It will be undeniable. You will know it's Him because the peace that comes with it will drown out every lie you used to believe. Chosen one, there is no cycle that God cannot break, no pattern He cannot rewrite, no chain He cannot destroy. But you must be willing to let go. Because breakthrough doesn't start with action. It starts with surrender, not striving, not fixing, not forcing, just surrender. When you open your hands, God fills them. When you empty your heart, God inhabits it. When you finally stop running, He meets you with open arms. And when He meets you, He doesn't just heal you. He rewrites you. He reclaims your identity. He reignites your vision. He restores your voice because He never gave up on you, even when you gave up on yourself. Let this be the moment where the cycle ends, where you stop circling the same mountain and finally climb it, where you stop explaining your pain and start walking in your purpose. Because you're not what happened to you. You are what God is doing through you, and what He's doing now is holy. So take a breath, let go, surrender the cycle, and prepare to rise. Because freedom is not just possible, it's already written into your story, and now it's your time to live it. Chosen one, some of you have been walking through life carrying wounds so deep you stopped believing they could ever heal. Not physical wounds, soul wounds, the kind only betrayal can carve, the kind only loss can leave behind. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still listening. That alone makes you a miracle. Because betrayal doesn't just break trust, it breaks identity. It makes you question everything. Was I ever loved? Was I ever seen? Was I ever safe? And maybe you've spent years covering those wounds, pretending they no longer bleed. But in the quiet, in the dark, they still throb. Hear this now. God has seen every piece of your broken heart, and He is not ignoring it. He is redeeming it. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not damaged beyond repair. You are chosen. Even with the scars, especially with the scars, because those scars prove you survived. They prove you kept walking. They prove you still have something sacred inside you, something hell couldn't take and people couldn't destroy. That sacred thing, it's your calling. And your calling is not separate from your pain, it's born from it. The very thing that wounded you is the very thing God is about to use, not just to bless you, but to bless others, to lift them, to love them, to lead them. Your heartbreak has not been in vain. Your loneliness hasn't gone unnoticed. Your silent battles have all been recorded in heaven. And now God is saying, I will restore the years the locusts have eaten. Not just restore what was lost, but multiply it. You've been through the fire, but the fire didn't burn you. It refined you. You've been in the wilderness, but the wilderness didn't kill you. It revealed you. And now God is bringing you out, but not the same, stronger, wiser, anointed. Don't be surprised when people don't recognize you in this new season. They weren't meant to. They only knew the you who was surviving. They've never met the you who's about to thrive. This is resurrection. This is restoration. This is revival. And it's starting with you. But revival isn't loud at first. It begins with a whisper, a trembling yes, a simple prayer. God, I'm ready now. And when you say yes, Truly say yes. Heaven responds with power. Doors open, chains break, favor follows, because you're no longer operating from your wounds, you're operating from your healing. And healing, chosen one, is your inheritance. You don't have to earn it, you just have to receive it. Receive the peace that's chasing you down. Receive the joy that doesn't make sense. Receive the purpose that makes every ounce of pain finally worth it. God is not intimidated by your brokenness. He's attracted to it because he gets glory from what others called garbage. He lifts the lowly. He crowns the crushed. He anoints the abandoned. You may not feel qualified, but that's exactly what makes you ready. You know what it's like to hurt, so you know how to love. You know what it's like to be overlooked, so you know how to see others. That's why you're chosen. Not because you have it all together, but because even when it all fell apart, you kept choosing him. And now he's choosing you, out loud, in public, with power. You're not just stepping into healing, you're stepping into wholeness. No more fragments, no more half-hearted hope, no more pretending. This is full restoration. The version of you that's emerging is bold, beautiful, and built for this. You're no longer afraid of the past. You're no longer chained to the pain. You're no longer tolerating what drains you. You're walking in divine as you do. Healing will follow you. Peace will surround you. Doors will open before you. Because when a chosen one heals, heaven makes sure the whole world knows. And the ones who once dismissed you will have no choice but to witness your rise. So breathe deep, stand tall, and walk forward. Your healing has already begun, and your destiny is already unfolding. Chosen one, this is the hour. Not next week, not someday, now. There is a divine shift happening in your life, and it's not subtle, it's not slow, it's swift, it's sacred, and it's strategic. Everything you've been through has led to this moment. Every delay, preparation. Every no, protection. Every closed door, redirection. You are stepping into alignment with God's divine timing. And when God says now, nothing can stop it. No voice, no enemy, no fear, no past. Because this isn't man's timing, it's heaven's. And heaven moves with power. You're not being chosen to be seen, you're being chosen to move, to impact, to shake the ground with obedience and authority. But don't mistake the speed of this shift for chaos. It's divine order. God is accelerating you because the world needs what you carry. And there's no more time to hesitate. Hesitation is the enemy of destiny. Doubt is the thief of miracles. And fear? Fear will dress itself in logic and talk you out of the very thing you were born for. But not anymore. Not in this hour. Not in this season. You have been trained in the dark. You have been refined in the quiet. You have been equipped in the shadows. And now God is saying, it's time to move. Move like you've been called. Speak like you've been chosen. Walk like you've been sent, because you have. You were never meant to remain hidden forever. You were meant to emerge fully, boldly, beautifully. This next chapter requires your full attention. No distractions, no detours, no delay. Clean out your environment. Cut ties with anything that pulls you backward. Silence the voices that sow doubt. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. This is sacred ground now. Your thoughts matter. Your choices matter. Your alignment matters, because you're not preparing for the blessing anymore. The blessing is already at the door. And when it knocks, don't second guess it. Don't apologize for it. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Open the door with boldness. Step into it with fire. Receive it with humility. You have been called for such a time as this. And now is that time. The door you're about to walk through isn't just for opportunity. It's for impact. It's for generations. It's for legacy. What you do next doesn't just change your life. It shifts atmospheres. It alters timelines. It sets captives free. Because when a chosen one answers the call, heaven moves, hell trembles, and the earth witnesses something eternal. You are not average. You are not replaceable. You are not accidental. You are marked. You are positioned. You are ready. So don't ask, why me? Ask, why not me? Don't say, I'm not enough. Say, he is more than enough through me. Don't say, maybe later. Say, right now. Because right now is all you've got, and right now is all you need. So rise, chosen one, with fire in your bones, with purpose in your heart, with heaven in your voice. This is your hour, the hour that shifts everything. You've waited long enough. You've questioned long enough. You've fought long enough. Now it's time to walk, to claim, to conquer. You are ready. Heaven is ready. And the world? The world is about to see what happens when someone truly steps into who they were always meant to be. Let it begin.